Hey everybody, my name's Mitch, and I like music. Today we're with Zoe Brianna from the band Sunday Cruise, so I just want to start off by simple questions. Who are you? Where are you from?
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm Zoe. I'm Most people who don't know me or do probably know me mostly from the band Sunday Cruise as, the musician. And I'm from Illinois, Elgin, Illinois. It's kind of like just a city, I guess. I don't know, suburby part.
Alright, cool.
Yeah.
So, what do you specifically do in Sunday Cruise? I know you sing, do you play the guitar? I'm assuming you play the guitar, right?
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
cool. And then you also write your own music, right?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Alright, cool. So, how long have you been playing the guitar?
So I've been playing the guitar since seventh grade. It kind of was like weird, I guess, because I'm I'm originally a drum set player and a percussionist
Hmm.
since I was 6, so almost 11 years now.
Oh, wow.
And I kind of just like did that for a long time, and I played in like a lot of cover bands as a drummer. And then like middle school, I was like, I want to do something different, and I was gonna do cello, but like it was kind of like expensive-y at that time,
Yeah.
and like guitar was easier. So I just ended up like teaching myself a few chords on guitar, and then I ended up doing lessons
Oh,
for
nice.
guitar. Yeah,
Okay, so then music has been something in your life for a big majority then, right?
a very long time.
All right, cool. So then moving on, how long have you been writing your own music then?
Um, I'd say like freshman year of high school, so about a year.
All
Yeah.
right, nice. So next, who else is in the band and how'd you all meet each other?
All right. So I'll just start off with a person who I guess I know the longest. Eric is the bassist slash guitarist of the band. I met him in seventh grade, and it was in like I don't know, it was school, and this one of my friends were like, "Hey, like you were looking for a bassist for your band, right?" Because I didn't. I was trying to start a band in middle school, but
Mm-hmm.
it didn't work out. But she was like, "Yeah, I heard about this kid saying that he knows how to play bass." So in our school, we had this like class where they taught you how to make business cards.
Mm-hmm.
She made like a really like she just made basically a business card for me, and then gave it to him. And I ended up talking to him, and like I guess apparently he didn't know how to play bass. He just had a bass, but we ended up just becoming really great friends because like I don't know, we have a lot in common. We even have like the same birthday. So
Oh,
we
wow.
um we started a cover band in 8th grade, and then that was like whatever pretty much. It wasn't really what we wanted to do, and then we ended up going to like local shows actually. Yeah, we ended up going to a local show, which the first show that we ever been to, which was at an art like an art what's it called, like an art gallery
Mm-hmm.
in Elgin. It was like Mount Pocono, Beach Bunny, uh, Evening Glow, Oja, like some just local bands, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then we ended up like writing music and like starting like a real band. Yeah. And
Nice.
then my drummer, his name's Devin. He was a junior when I was a freshman, and we were on drumline. And I was talking about we were like getting to know everyone on drumline, and they were asking us like what we liked, and I was like, oh yeah, I like music. I'm actually trying to start a band. And he talked to me afterwards, and he was like, hey, I have a band too. You should check us out. And then like they were like death metal pretty much, you know. And um, later that year, me and Eric were gonna do the Battle of the Bands
Mm-hmm.
in Elgin, and I was like, "Hey, Devin, I need some help because I cannot find a drummer." And he was like, "Dude, I'll help you out. Like that'd be so cool." And then he ended up being a part of the band because he like really loved it. Yeah. And
Nice.
then our bassist, she's like she's kind of new, but her name's Noelle. She was actually, she came into the band like a month or a month and a half ago or something like that. And because Eric, he writes like the bass parts, and then sometimes he does lead guitar, so we need like a bassist for live shows. And she was like, I guess, a fan of Sunday Cruise, and she like went to all the Battle of the Bands and like saw us play, and she really liked us. And they were like, hey, like, we need a bassist. And she was like, oh my gosh, I literally love that so much. So
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So then was she there when you guys played the House of Vans?
No, she wasn't there.
She wasn't? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I found you guys. I found you through the House of Vans Instagram page.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that's so cool.
And then kind of going back a little bit, you mentioned Beach Bunny. One of my favorite bands right now. You mentioned that, yes, well, you kind of offhandedly mentioned that you knew Lily, or like she followed you on Instagram. Did you ever get a chance to like meet her or anything?
Oh yeah, I've met her. The first time I met her, it was at a local show, and it was like her and her now like boyfriend. But like me and Eric became friends with them because like we saw them at so many shows, and we love Beach Bunny. Me and them were trying to put up a house show together this summer, but they're like on tour, so it's really hard. But yeah, I don't know. We just met them at that one venue, Side Street Studios, and Elgin. Like we just became friends. It's so like it was so wild because like in the summer she invited me to her like boyfriend's birthday party, and I was like, what the heck? This is so cool.
That's
like,
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
All right, so moving on a bit, what genre of music do you think your guys' music fits into?
This is like a hard question. We get this one a lot. I'd say like Midwest indie emo alternative. I don't know. A lot of people are like, oh, you guys are like emo, and then some are like, dude, you guys are so indie. But I like to say indie because I feel like we have that sound. I mean, some of our songs, our newer songs at least, are like sometimes more on the emo side, I guess, or like pop punk, you know, like kind of like that. But I like to just go with like indie alternative, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would say that's a pretty fair kind of label for you guys. You guys fit right into that. So then, generally speaking, kind of touched on it right there. What are some of the, or like generally speaking, what are your songs about?
Well, let's see. I don't know. I started writing when I was like 15. I guess a lot of it's just like some songs are about how, I guess, like mental health, like feeling not okay sometimes, you know, and just kind of getting it out. Some are about relationships or friendships that kind of just go downhill. I know last year when I started writing music, there was like a lot of family problems that were going on in my life, and like it was like impacting my health a lot, and I just felt like getting out how I was feeling, or like the situations that were at hand, or like the problems that I was having with other people in my life because of how like it affected me. I guess like it kind of could be about those situations and turned into like their own stories, I guess.
All right. So then that kind of touched on my next question. Like, what are some of the main inspirations behind your music?
Wait, what was it?
So, like, what are some, like, the main things around you that inspire you to, like, write your music? Or even going so much as, like, what artists or other bands have influenced you?
I think influence, like, as in band-wise, I know a lot of the bands around, like, in the music scene, like, for example, Beach Bunny, because they're kind of, you know, like, poppy, but, like, really alternative, too. And then, like, some bands, like Mount Bacono, which is another band I can think of from the scene. Like, I guess their sounds influence us a lot. Like, sometimes, yeah, I guess that would influence us. lyrically, I don't really know what influences me that much. I've always tried to write lyrics, but like I think just recently I've been getting better at it, but like I'm not really sure what my influence for lyrics would be.
All right, fair enough. So then, who would you say are some of your personal favorite bands?
Bands. Oof. Beach Goons. I know they're from California.
Yeah, Beach Guns are
Yeah.
real good.
I just saw them Friday too, and like it was so funny. I was like buying merch, and I went to go walk down the stairs, and then like Pablo, like the
Hmm.
singer, he just like came up, and I was like, oh my gosh, hello. It was so crazy. Yeah, but Beach Goons. I'd say one of my favorite artists are like Amy Winehouse. I'm such a ginormous
Okay.
fan of hers. Um, like Arctic Monkeys, The Strokes. Um, let's see. I'm trying to think of more. A lot of local bands for sure. Like locally, I have a lot of favorite bands. Probably Mount Bacono is probably literally my favorite local band. Um, yeah, I think those are a few of the good ones.
All right, cool. So let's touch on your two most recent singles, Falling and Friday Night.
Sure.
Uh, so kind of just generally, what can you tell me about both of these songs? Like, we'll start with Falling. What's Falling about?
Falling is about, I guess, liking someone, but like you don't want to, you know? I think both of them are kind of like that, really, and that's why we put those together. They kind of tie along with the same thing. Like falling is like realizing that you like someone, but like you don't want to because you just shouldn't. Like, you're not in the right place to.
Mm-hmm.
And like some lyrics, like, oh, I don't want to. What is it? I'm trying to think of lyrics. I always forget my own lyrics. I know on Friday Night, it's I don't want to be in love. I want to be okay. It's kind of like I'm not in the right headspace for this. And I know there's another one in Falling, like something like I don't want to play your games anymore. Like again, I shouldn't even be liking anyone right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that. Yeah, that's kind of what those are about. Cause we wrote Falling and recorded it and released it on SoundCloud almost a year ago. But then we re-recorded it so it tied in with Friday Night.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
I was also gonna ask, on the song Friday Night, one of the main lines is "I will hate you until I miss you." I thought that that was a really like interesting lyric that gives a pretty good insight in the complexity of like certain relationships.
hmm
How did that lyric come about?
honestly, I don't know. I was like messing with words. I was trying to kind of say something like that and like kind of like um I'm trying to think of the best way to word it cuz yeah, it's kind of like a weird lyric, I guess. It's I kind of was like messing with words and how to say like I'm going to push you away until I realize that like or I'm going to push you away even though I love you or something like that or like even though I miss you, kind
Mm-hmm.
of like getting to the point where I'm the type of person who like if I'm the type of person who like likes to push people away, and I've always been really reserved even with like my parents and stuff. Like I don't like talking about my problems, and like I will kind of act almost as if like I'll hate you until I realize or come to my senses that like I miss you and I don't really hate you, I guess.
All right, cool. Yeah, I when I first heard that lyric, I thought it was really interesting, and then when I kind of looked like I listened to more of the lyrics and stuff, I thought it tied into the song perfectly, and it was a really really well written line.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh.
Um, so I'm gonna go through some of my favorites of your guys's, and I wanted you
Sure.
to just kind of quickly just tell me like briefly what they're about. Is that cool with you?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'll
So we're
try
gonna
my best.
start with Molly.
Okay.
So what was that song about?
Um, that one is about. Let's see. I'm trying to think of lyrics. It's about again a lot of the EP is about relationship and
Mhm.
actually. So just like really quickly, it's kind of like each song is supposed to go together into like that one story of a relationship. So basically,
Okay.
yeah, so all the songs are about the same relationship, and it's kind of, we were gonna put it like all in order on like the beginning to the end of the
Mhm.
relationship, and it was gonna start with I think it was gonna start with Falling and then end with T1S.
Okay.
But
So a
yeah,
bit of a
but
concept album.
yes, pretty much. um but yeah, Molly's kind of like that midpoint, I think, where it's kind of like realizing like you're not really that great for each other. And like, I know like some lyrics are like, why don't we just pretend that we didn't even meet so we can save ourselves from future days to come and future pain, or future pain to come in
Mhm.
future days, I think. Yeah. So it's kind of like, it's like kind of realizing you need to shut something down, but it's like really hard. And that's in the chorus. I wish I didn't love you. Yeah. So it's kind of like trying to shut down the relationship, but you're not like, you just don't know how,
All right.
I guess.
So,
Yeah.
okay, so now with that knowledge, seeing how as T1S kind of ties everything together,
Mm-hmm.
um, was there like a specific thing that, like, like, let's see, sorry,
No, you're fine.
was there like one specific like incident or situation that brought upon that song?
Um, Not, I don't really think so. I think like from, I guess, relationships that I've seen in my life, whether it's like my family or friends or family,
Hmm.
I kind of think like I kind of played off of those incidents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it ties up that EP perfectly.
Thank you.
And the vocals, your vocals on there are really good.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
So then on to the song that I first listened to you guys, Sunflower. What is that song about?
So last July, someone who we knew and who was like a big, like very, very big, probably one of our first like real Sunday Cruise supporters, passed away in an accident.
Hmm.
And I remember like we were talking to him about the Battle of the Bands, because that's how he blew up pretty much, was Battle of
Hmm.
the Bands out here. But he was just like, he was a really like nice, sweet guy, and he really supported us. And then in the middle of like that Battle of the Bands, he ended up passing away in an accident. And it was like, it was a really, sad thing that happened. I know he had a lot of people that loved him, and a lot of people that listened to us that loved us as well. And we were like, let's like kind of write a song kind of in his memorial for like his friends, kind of,
Hmm.
since his friends really liked us. So we ended up writing a song, and the "Please Come Home" kind of comes with like I wish you were
Gotcha.
here.
That makes a lot of sense. I was gonna ask
Yeah,
what that part, like the ending, meant, but that that ties it all together.
yeah, and we called it Sunflower because everyone called him Sunflower, like
Gotcha.
he was a big sunflower boy or something. Yeah,
All right. Well, I think it's a beautiful song, and
thank you so
with
much.
with that information, I think he would have loved the song if he could hear it.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right, so moving on to the last couple questions. What are some of your favorite songs that you've written?
Um, Friday Night's fun. I really like that one because it's just fun. Like it's a fun dancing song, kind
Mm-hmm.
of. It has a nice. The bass line's also very, very good in that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'd say, yeah, that one. T1S is really fun because when we play it live, we do something called like punk speed or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We just play it really fast, and like a lot of people start moshing, and it's like so fun. I love it so much. We have like a couple of unreleased songs. They're not even recorded actually. That are really like really good to me. I don't know. I love them. Those are on my top favorites. And then I guess one of my favorites would also be a song I think we might be releasing it in August
Okay.
or September, but it has a ukulele and I'm doing some harmony stuff in the end, like some oohs. It's like, it's cute. It's only like a minute and a half, but it's like I really like that song too. Yeah.
All right, cool. So then, kind of going back to like the writing process,
Sure.
do you start with the lyrics first, or do you start with the music first?
I start with the music first, usually. Yeah.
All right, cool. So then, you kind of touched on it a little bit with T1S, but what are some of your favorite songs to play live?
T1S. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that one. Um, I say T1S because we can change the speed. What else? Falling in Friday Night is fun because we can kind of like melt those two in
Yeah.
together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then we like again, like I said, we have a couple of songs that are new that are really cool because I can do this really like emo scream in it, pretty much. It's really fun though. Yeah.
All right, cool. So, all right, now we're kind of getting to like the more like I guess fun questions.
Sure.
Uh, have you ever had any like crazy fan interaction?
Um, I don't think I have. I know Eric apparently one time he went to like Home Depot to go buy these like hooks for our show
Mm-hmm.
to hook lights onto. And apparently this girl just came like running up to him, like being like, "Oh my gosh, I love you guys. Like you're from Sunday Cruise. I love you guys so much. Like I can't go to the show today, but like it's really cool." I don't think it's anything crazy, but it's like super sweet interactions. Like when people are like, "Yeah, like I
Mm-hmm.
really love you." Yeah. I don't know.
So, then my next one is, besides the House of Vans, what's the coolest place that you guys have played so far?
Ooh, I'd say Subterraneum in Chicago.
Okay.
That was really cool because it's like it's a pretty nice venue.
Mm-hmm.
Beach Bunnies played there a lot. Mom Jeans, Just Friends, Retirement Party, like some pretty good bands that I've seen there. Um, and we just like playing on the same stage as like those bands was really cool. And sometimes like some bigger shows, like we don't get like bigger venues, we don't get a lot of people. Like that got like a decent amount of people, and it was like a nice venue, and it was in Chicago. It wasn't like that close to Elgin, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was like an hour drive, so it was cool, you know, and I really enjoyed that.
All right, cool. And now, do your parents listen to your guys' music?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll be at work, and like because I don't have a car or my license yet.
Mm-hmm.
So when they pick me up, they'll like be blasting my music. I'm like, oh my gosh, please, there's people walking. Yeah, they always do that.
All right. So I had another kind of uh, well, I guess it's a fun question. I don't know. I was curious to who wrote your guys' Spotify bio. I found it so hilarious when I read it the first time.
It's so funny. Two people asked me that yesterday too.
So for people who don't know, it goes like this: comprised of Zoe, Devin, Noel, and Eric. They have nothing to their names but 6 pennies they found in a local Walmart trash bin. They all died of radiation poisoning in 2019 when they were offered a surprise gig in Chernobyl. It just so happened that every one of them failed history class, so they are dead. I found that real amusing when I first read it.
Yeah. So Eric wrote that. He's a goofball of the band, I'd say, definitely. Because I didn't even know that's what it said on our Spotify until like a month ago, and I was like, Eric, who wrote this? And he's like, oh, I did. And I'm like, okay, cool.
All right, now the most important question always, when's merch coming?
Okay, so we have some T-shirts that are just black with our logo, pretty much. No, not logo, but like the Sunday Cruise writing from the EP that's on there.
Mm-hmm.
Just the words. But we're kind of like they're okay, you know. And then we buy like sticky paper and like print the Sunday Cruise car on there
Mm-hmm.
with the rainbow, and then we have like actual buttons that were made. But I'm hoping at the end of May or early June we're gonna have some actually like really nice T-shirts. I guess I'll kind of tell you what they're gonna be because you know why not? So they're gonna be these like very light purple shirts with a very retro like arcade machine that, and the game's gonna be called Sunday Cruise, like printed on the back.
Oh, that sounds really sick.
Yeah, I'm super excited for those, and then hopefully we'll have like a colored version of that because on the t-shirt it's gonna be black, and then hopefully a colored version of that on stickers. So yeah, that'd be really. I'm really excited for those actually.
All right, cool. All right, so to kind of wrap it up here, what do you want people to take away from your music at the end of the day?
I'd say just like to really enjoy it. Like even if you're just like listening to it in the car and singing along with it, or just like dancing to it, just like for people to like take time to like really like enjoy the like art, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean whether you get a meaning or not out of the lyrics, or you just really like the cool bass line or something, like to just enjoy and appreciate what we made.
All right, cool. So to kind of end it all, is there anything that you want to say to anyone who would be listening right now?
I'd say like just support us, I guess, because we're trying to go on a tour, hopefully, like a DIY tour soon, and just like having people support us, listen to our music, like share our music with their friends, or like follow our social medias, or buy our merch, or do anything to just support us that would help us like get to our next step.
Yeah, and I can confirm it would definitely be worth it. These guys are real good.
Thank you.
All right, that just about does it. Thank you very much.